We were in church. We met in church.
Okay.
And he used to bug me. He used to kiss all the ladies,
Okay.
and I used to run from
He
him.
was a player back in the day.
Yeah, player. And I used to run from him.
Okay.
So he would...
So you think you're ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, so do me a quick favor. I want you both to please state your name for me.
My name is Joan Belfram. Knee Pro.
You, Malcolm?
Malcolm Elmo Belfram.
Okay. Sure enough. Auntie Joan, you were born in Trinidad, is that correct?
Yes.
Port of Spain or?
I was actually born in Oremo.
Oremo? Mm-hmm. That's in Trinidad as well?
That's a town in Trinidad.
Oh, okay. Real quick, can you tell me what was it like growing up in Oremo?
Well, I didn't grow up in Oremo. I was born there, but I grew up in San Fernando.
San Fernando.
Which is the second town in Trinidad, but it's the industrial capital. It's not the capital of Trinidad, it's the industrial capital of Trinidad at that time.
Okay. Can I ask, what year were you born, Auntie Joan?
Excuse me?
Can I ask, what year were you born?
I was born in 1934.
34, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so what was Trinidad like, growing up?
Trinidad was a beautiful place. We didn't have to worry about locking doors. We just played outside. School was a big factor because in Trinidad, education was top. So you had to know a whole lot of stuff for homework and everything. So it was nice. To me, it was nice. Very beautiful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have any...
Another freedom.
Oh, yeah?
Another freedom that the children here don't have.
Times have changed, right?
Yeah, a lot of nature walks. And all around you is nature, trees, gardens, and so on. I spend a lot of time in nature. I also spend a lot of time in the library.
Okay, you like to read?
Yeah, I love to read.
Okay, that's awesome.
I used to like to read.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I grew up there, and what else you want to know after I grew up?
Well, I mean, yeah, I want to talk about all that, but let me ask you this. Do you have any, fond memories of your childhood? Like anything you remember specifically?
What would be a fond memory? I remember, I don't know if you think if this would be considered a fond memory, but my brother, well, I am 7 years older than my brother, Roy, and I remember he was a baby in the pram, and they had pillows in the pram, and my mother took him out and she said to me to bring the pillows inside. So I took up a pillow, and behind the pillow was a doll.
A doll?
It was almost Christmas time. That was the doll I was going to get for Christmas.
Ah.
And then I realized there was no Santa Claus. So that is the end of Santa Claus for me.
Okay, that's when it clicked.
Yeah. I always remember that.
So yeah, you said you had a brother. How many siblings did you have?
I had 3 siblings. Roderick, he's the oldest. He was the oldest. The youngest was Arnhem.
Okay.
And then Roy. Three brothers, and I am the only girl.
Oh, wow. So let me ask you this then. what was it like growing up with 3 brothers? You know, you being the only
Well,
female.
really, I grew up with only 2,
Okay.
Roy and Arnhem, because Roderick he's the older, he was like 13 years older than me, so
Okay.
he was gone. And they all had to listen to me, that's it.
I imagine you had a lot of responsibility though, right?
Yeah. My mother worked. I was almost the head of the house because she
Right.
was a single mother. So then she got sick, and then I started working. And my first job was part-time. Like I was it wasn't really a permanent job. It was like a Christmas job, working in a department store. I worked there for like 2 Christmases.
Okay.
Because I think I was still in school. And my first full-time job was in printing. I learned how to set type. At that time, they called it, they would say you're a compositor.
Okay.
But it's, what is it called? A typesetter. And I worked in that field for many years.
Do you remember, real quick, do you remember how much you made at that time?
Made about $20 a week.
$20 a week?
Which was great because you could get an apartment, a whole house for $20.
Okay.
So then you had $60 left.
Okay.
So you spend $20 for food, or whatever you want to buy, like furniture or anything.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that strenuous. So
That's awesome. Well, it sounds awesome. You said your mom was a single mother. Did you know your father at all?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, but he lived in a different part of Trinidad.
Okay. Sure enough.
Yeah, I saw him now and again, now and then.
Okay, I understand. I want to get to that, but I guess Malcolm, you said you were born in New York, correct?
Yes, sir.
What part of New York?
Harlem,
Harlem. What year was that? What year was that? Man, what year were you born?
1927.
1927. I would love to hear what was your childhood like growing up in Harlem?
Oh, my child had a childhood because I had a problem. My mother and father, they were separated,
Okay.
and I didn't know where my mother was, and I was longing to see her because my father, he remarried. It's a really stepmother, a lady, she raised me. 8 or 9 months. From 9 months, she raised me into manhood. And so I had that thing on my mind, where's my mother? I want to see my mother, blah, 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 The kind of life I had. And it wasn't stable because I was separated from her, but I loved her, knowing that she was my mother, you know what I mean? And that's what, when I hear today, these second marriages, I know, because I've been there.
Yeah.
There's a little hatred for that stepmother.
Really?
Because she's not your real mother.
Okay.
You love your real mother, and I love my mother.
Of course.
And I used to run away from home and to go look for her. I lived in New York, but I know this, but she lived in Philadelphia. And I used to run away to Philadelphia to go see if I could find her, to no avail.
Do you know what happened? I guess like why she left the family?
Why she left?
Yeah.
Why they split up? Well, I know why, but I don't want to discuss it. I know what happened.
Okay.
But I don't. I mean the reason. So I don't want to discuss.
I understand.
They were my mother and my father, and I loved them both.
Sure enough. Yeah.
So that's it. No, raised in New York, and was it was fun. It was fun. I never joined no gang and nothing like that. And Oh, praise the Lord. He brought me through it all.
Yeah.
You know, he brought me through it all. So,
Tell me this real quick.
and my stepmother, we always used to go. She made me go to church.
Oh, okay.
Brought up in the Catholic faith.
Oh, I know.
So something was there within me, but I didn't know it. You know, but something was there about doing the right thing. You know.
Okay.
And when I did the wrong thing, didn't do the right thing, they would chastise me.
Uh-huh.
They would that I didn't like. That I didn't like, because I had two uncles and we all were involved, and I would get blamed for things I didn't do.
Oh.
You know, but that was another thing. But so be it. It was what it was.
Yeah.
You know, but I lived through it. Here I am today. Praise God, and it was a good thing.
Yeah.
It was a good thing, because they wouldn't bring me up the right way. You know, so when your mother and your father, they love you, and that's why they, you know, want to see you do the right thing.
Exactly.
Here you are today.
Exactly.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay, so that's it.
Tell me this real quick.
Mhm.
What was the name of your mother and father?
My father's name was Philip
Philip Belfort?
Belfrum.
Belfort?
My mother's name was Mary.
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 And what about the lady your stepmother?
Oh, her name was Daisy.
Daisy, okay.
Her
Okay.
name was Daisy, and she was from St. Thomas.
Okay.
And my father, he was from St. Croix, so that's how they met. You know.
That's on the islands, or?
The island, yeah, St.
okay.
Croix
Exactly, sure enough.
and St. Thomas.
U.S. Virgin Islands.
Okay,
Virgin
sure,
Islands.
exactly, sure enough.
Yeah.
And what about your mother? Where was she from? Oh, it was who was from St. Croix? Your stepmother or your mother?
The stepmother.
Okay.
My real mother, she was from Philadelphia.
Okay, that's right. You said that. That's right.
Yeah,
My
she's
fault. Okay.
from Philadelphia. Mhm.
Tell me this real quick, Malcolm. What was New York like? You know, in the '30s, in the late '20s, late '30s. What was it like?
New York was Harlem. It was beautiful. Harlem. I didn't have anybody. I didn't join any gang or anything. I was raised the right way. They wanted to see me do the right thing, so they did their best.
Okay.
If I did something wrong, chastise me, blah blah, and I got punished for it. They took me to to the woodshed. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, they took me to the woodshed, and like I said, here I am today. They're trying to do the right thing. You know. Yeah, and Harlem, it ain't like what's out here today. Even education-wise, going to school, education, and like I said, if I didn't do the right thing in school, my mother, she would come, she would chastise me in front of the class.
Okay.
You know, say, hey, you come to learn, bam, not to play. And this teacher, she's your parent. She's your mother or your father.
Right,
those
right,
hours,
right.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's the way I was raised. And the teacher and my mother, they were good friends. They knew each other from the island. So I couldn't get away with nothing.
You could, exactly. They were talking.
They couldn't get away with nothing. And I was taught to respect my teacher. Today is different. The parents go to the school and they go to the child is misbehaving, and the parents go to school and take it out on the teacher.
Right.
That's what today is. Then, this teacher was your guardian while you was away.
Exactly.
While you was, okay, you're here to learn the education. You're not here to fool around. And she would chastise me in front of the whole class.
Okay. So enough.
And the teachers, they had a rubber hose. You know, they would slap it to you in the class. They didn't play. One teacher, Miss Burnett, she was from the island. I forgot what island she was from. Then we had a teacher, his name was Mr. Perry. He had a ruler, and Miss Burnett, she had a rubber hose. Amen. Chastise your friend.
Yeah, so make sure you act right.
Amen.
Hey.
Like your mother said, you're here to learn.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I understand.
Mm-hmm. Then when I got any question, I might go ahead. Any other questions you want to
Oh,
ask?
definitely. I got a lot of questions.
Mhm.
But Auntie Joan, tell me, what was your mother and father's name?
My mother's name was Edna,
Okay.
and my father's name was Lechme.
What was her last names?
Hmm?
Pro, right? Edna Pro and Lechman.
Pro.
Was it Lechman?
Lechmere.
Okay. Okay. I talked to Grandpa Roy, and he said his name was something different.
That's not my father's, not his father.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Nah.
Okay. Okay, you have two different fathers. I did not know that then. Okay, sure enough. Okay. So you're growing up in Trinidad, and you said you know you were working and your mother got sick. I guess how did that affect your family?
Well, you know, she can't work anymore, so that was a little financial. It was a financial struggle.
Okay.
Until I started working, but I didn't earn like $20 right off because this is a trade and had to learn it and then go up the ladder from there, the scale. So, but it was okay because as long as you had something to eat, somewhere to live, and you had something to wear, and those are the main things.
Exactly.
You had your needs met, and that was it. And as I see a quotation on my TV sometimes, you do what you can with what you have.
Right.
So that's what we did. That's what we did.
You said she was sick. Do you remember, I guess, what was wrong?
Well, she started having pains, and then she went to the doctor and got stiffness, and the doctor gave her injections, but instead of getting better, she got worse, and she stopped walking. So
she couldn't walk.
Right, she couldn't walk. Her legs were weak. She couldn't stand. So we really don't know what was wrong with her because every time a specialist came from Canada, England, and they came to Trinidad, they would send for her, and nobody could say what was really wrong, so we don't really know. But that was all that was wrong with her. She just couldn't walk, otherwise she was okay.
Okay.
And then she felt no pain.
Okay.
So yeah, that's it.
And so that happens, and then you essentially become the person of the house, right? You making the money, right, for the family?
Yeah, then Roy, little after that, when he got older, he started working as a mechanic.
Okay.
He was learning to be a mechanic.
He told me he was really big into trucks. He liked cars and everything, right?
Yeah, he worked with this man. You know, he was Chinese or who. He would look like Asian, some kind of Asian-looking guy. He had a garage. He worked there. I don't know much he made, to tell you the truth.
No worries. I said, no worries.
And then on him, he was the youngest. He's 9 years younger than me. Then he started working in one of the retail stores as a clerk.
Okay.
Then he left and went to Port of Spain.
Okay.
They both went to Port of Spain.
I said that's where Roy said he grew up in Port of Spain.
He didn't grow.
Oh.
He grew up. Well, let me see. When my mother died, he was.
He was 16.
16. Then he left for Port of
Moved to
Spain.
he said a aunt or cousin buddy or something. He lived with that might have been New York, but he told me he did. His mother passed and he moved with a
yeah, he went to Port of Spain, but he grew up until 16 in San Fernando.
Okay.
That's where he was born. That's where Auntie was born. Both of them were born in San Fernando. Did he tell you that?
He did not.
He probably doesn't know.
Okay.
Or he didn't remember.
He might not. Maybe not.
Where did he tell you he grew up?
Port of Spain.
Where did he tell you he was born?
41. 7 years after you, if you 34, which is proper.
But where did he tell you he was born?
I believe Port of Spain, yeah.
He wasn't born in Port of Spain. He was born in San Fernando.
Maybe, yeah.
Right. He probably forgot. He grew up in San Francisco. He was born there and he grew up there until he was 16 when she died.
Okay.
And he left.
Okay. Real quick, tell me, where was your mother from?
She was from Port of Spain.
Port of Spain, born and raised? Okay, sure enough. Okay. Okay.
All the family lived in Port of Spain, just as we were in San Fernando.
Okay.
After she and Lechman separated, she went to San Fernando.
Okay.
She was in San Fernando.
So tell me this, I guess, how old were you when your mother passed? I guess you were 7 years older, so you about 23 at that time?
She passed in August of 57, so I was almost 23. I was born in September, so you could say 23, almost 23.
How did, I don't know if you can put this into words, you know, how did that affect you?
Well, it was hard. When I went to work one day and then I came home, she was lying there with one eye open. And I was looking at her. Well, she didn't say anything. I thought she looked strange. And then she closed her eyes. After she looked at me, she closed her eyes. And she had passed. So that always bothered me. Maybe she wanted to say something and she couldn't say anything. So it took a little while, for that to pass over. But then she wasn't suffering anymore. She was in the bed and she couldn't walk, so she wasn't doing anything. And I know that bothered her too. That would be bothering her a lot.
Of course.
That she couldn't get up and go someplace or do something, So I guess that was it. Yeah.
I understand. Uncle Malcolm.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you're growing up in New York and everything.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember what you wanted to be when you got older? Like,
yeah, pilot.
Oh, you want to be a pilot? Okay.
Flying, yes.
You know where that came from? Like, what sparked that desire?
What sparked that desire?
Like something you saw on the TV or the radio?
Yeah, it might have been radio.
Okay. Radio at that time?
Let's see, what sparked? Something sparked. I wanted to be a pilot.
I want to check something.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, when something sparked. I used to buy the models, put them together, and all that.
Okay.
But I wanted to be a pilot,
Yeah.
At home, growing up, I used to make my own. I would be like playing or doing whatever, like I with toys.
Mm-hmm.
And the broomsticks they have.
Yeah.
I would take one of those. Because the movies, let's see, maybe I saw I had movies about aviation, about movies way back.
Yeah.
Clark Gable and all these other movie stars, and they were pilots. And I used to get my mother's joystick when she was doing joystick, and a pot cover.
Uh-huh.
It had a hole in the middle, and I would take the cover and put it to the joystick, to the broom handle, and nail it. And I would be,
Okay. Yeah, make your own little aircraft.
Then I used to buy the models. They had a place on Fifth Avenue downtown, buy the models. They made a cast iron. I would buy those and be playing with them. Then I would buy the regular balsam wood models and put them together and all that. And I'd say, go ahead. That's okay. I'm finished with that.
No, you good. That's perfectly fine. You say yeah. Did you have any siblings or anything?
Have any what?
Brothers and sisters?
Yeah, but we didn't grow up together.
Okay.
We were separated because they lived in Philadelphia with my mother, real mother, and I lived in New York.
So were you the youngest or?
I was the baby. Yeah.
You were the baby.
I was the youngest.
Okay. So It was just you in the house then? You and your parents?
Me and my parents, yeah. Until
Okay.
later on, a sister from my mother and my father.
Yeah.
I had a sister, yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. It's back on your Auntie Joan.
I'm gonna check it in 10 minutes.
There's no worries, no worries. You're good. We can just take it off again when we need to.
Yes, I love aviation
Okay.
and still love it. Love aviation. And now how I know I was blessed because, okay, I love aviation. And I went in the Navy, right? 1945. I went in the Navy. My parents signed when I was 18. But, make a long story short, all my, how should I put it? My basis was naval aviation.
Okay. Nice.
All naval air bases
That's awesome.
I was assigned to
Okay.
until my last assignment was on a battleship. But the naval air stations, aviation, oh, thank you, Jesus. You know, I loved it. I loved it because aviation was involved. And my last, I was stationed in Norfolk, Naval Air Station.
Okay.
Oceana,
Okay.
heard
I think
Oceana?
I've heard of it, but you were
Yeah,
lovely,
Oceana,
Okay.
Virginia,
Okay.
Patuxent, Maryland, all air bases, all in surrounded all aviation.
Okay, that's
So
awesome.
I was blessed. You know, I'm still blessed. Still love aviation, and I used to go fly with the commander. My commander, I was assigned to the steward mate, steward mate department. In those times, you know, that's us, the brothers. They took that job because steward mate. Because when you are on base for training, they take you around the different. They take you to the officers' quarters.
Okay.
And you see what they eat.
Yeah, it's a little different, ain't it?
And you know, they say, yeah, give me a stew because I want to eat the same. That's the way I was raised, so good food.
Yeah.
And I want to eat good like they ate.
Of course.
So I said, I'll join the steward mate.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure enough.
And I did that. The steward mate had good food, the best food. You know, and I used to go up flying with my commanding officer and flying because they had to stay proficient.
Exactly. Practicing, training.
Training, right? So they said, he asked me, I would ask him, could I go with when they go? He said, yeah, you know, and I would be in the back seat and they in the training plane, you know, and I loved it. I still love aviation. You know, on the battleship, I was on the battleship, BB-55. It's out here in Wilmington, sweetheart? Is that Wilmington? The ship?
Yeah.
In Wilmington. It's a museum.
Okay.
And you go and visit that ship. My name was on there.
Oh, wow, okay.
But anyway, long story short, they had the 2 seaplanes on. Even on the battleship.
Of course.
Aviation.
Yeah, of course.
So it was fun. It was fun.
You said you joined the Navy in 45?
45 to 18, yeah.
What made you join?
I wanted to get away from from home.
That's the best way to do it?
Yeah, join it. Yeah, well, my parents had to sign for me at 18.
Oh, okay.
They had to sign. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that, I'm not good with history, but when was World War II? Was that around that time?
Well, okay. Well, what happened? World War II, 1945. Because I went in.
You went in almost the war was over. The war began.
Oh yeah, okay. What you ask me?
When was World War II? So yeah, you joined.
1945.
Okay, so you joined that at the end of it, towards the end of it.
I was towards the end, right? Because funny how the Lord was with me all the way. He was moving in my life, and I didn't know it. Because 10 weeks of training, right?
Boot camp.
Boot camp. The 8 week. I said, oh, I've got two more weeks to go before I broke boots. But during those 8 weeks, Japan, the kamikaze, they was eating up those aircraft carriers.
Okay.
And I was praying, oh man, 2 more weeks and they're going to
Put you on one.
put me on one. I didn't know. Put me on one. In 2 weeks, 8 weeks, Japan surrendered.
Okay.
Hallelujah.
Okay.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
2 weeks before I broke boots, training was over, Japan surrendered. Those Japanese pilots, boy, they was eating up those aircraft carriers.
Let me ask you this real quick. I'm very curious to hear. What was, I guess what was America like during like World War II? Do you remember that? Can you put that into words?
Well, I went in the Navy, right? 45. It was during the time of Jim Crow. They were lynching.
Okay.
It was during that time. Because my training was in Sampson, New York, right? And when I finished training, they assigned me, what was my first base? First base was Virginia. And they transferred me from Sampson, New York to Virginia. So to make a long story short, my first assignment was, after I broke boots, they sent me to Boston.
Okay.
Okay, and they sent me to Boston. They assigned me to Washington, was it Virginia? But yes, someplace in Virginia. Was it Norfolk or one of Oceana or Patuxent River? Well, it was in the South.
Okay.
And hate was in my mind because it was doing to my people. And I had that hatred for them. But make a long story short, okay, got my paper assignment to report to Virginia. Cairns, okay. Assignment Virginia from caught the train in Boston to Virginia. When I got to New York, I had to get the Greyhound from New York to Virginia. In New York, I rode where I wanted to ride, the Greyhound bus.
Mm-hmm.
When I got to Virginia,
South.
I had to sit in the back.
Right.
I was going from Virginia, from New York to Virginia on the Greyhound bus, saw the signs, black souls, segregation.
Right.
I lived through that area.
Yeah.
Segregation, civil rights, all this movement was going on, and so, and then when I got to, stationed at, was it Patuxent River or Oceana? I think it was Oceana Naval Air Base. And used to have, we were at Liberty from Oceana to Norfolk.
Okay.
Was it no? Not Norfolk, Virginia Beach.
Okay.
So there was a trolley running between.
Okay. Yeah, you get Liberty.
We had a trolley running between Norfolk and Virginia Beach, but Oceana was right in the center.
Okay.
So the trolley would come from Norfolk, stop at the base, take us to
Virginia Beach.
Virginia
Exactly.
Beach. There we had to sit in the back also.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget this. Me, crazy New York, I didn't feel nothing, gung ho, raised up in the ghetto, And the trolley stopped to pick me up one night, go to Liberty, And I had to sit in the back with this white woman. She was sitting in the back. So me, crazy, went and I sat right beside her. She screamed, ah! Yeah, true. She screamed because I sat beside her.
Yeah.
It was cool. The conductor came back, they used the motorman or whatever.
Yeah.
Came back and said, Miss, you're not supposed to be sitting back here. He told her, you're not supposed to be sitting back here.
He told that to the lady?
He told the lady,
Okay,
yeah. So I was in my right.
Exactly.
And he told her, you're not supposed to be sitting back here. Going to Virginia Beach, to Liberty, Virginia Beach, divided. The beach, they had a fence, black hair, white hair. The movies, whites downstairs in the orchestra, the blacks in the balcony.
Sure enough.
So I lived through that area.
That's crazy.
I lived through all that, man. it was hate, yeah,
Of
and
course.
that's they were lynching us, the brothers and sisters, man. So I lived during that area. But the Lord was with me all the way. I am today, praise God.
Sure enough.
Now that I'm a man, I realize that He was with me all the way.
Okay.
But I didn't notice because I wasn't into the spiritual religion and all that.
I understand.
But he was there with me, and I still praise God now. 'Cause I said, Joan, I love the Lord, and I tell everybody. I don't care. I'm not ashamed of the gospel.
Okay. I
But
understand.
I realize now that it was Him
Looking out for you.
looking out for me all the way.
I believe it.
And here I am today. Here I am today. Praise God.
So, Auntie Joan, I'm just kind of bouncing between both of y'all. But so we left off. You kind of had to tend to the family. I guess when did you come to the States? When did that come about? What year? Oh,
Oh, the first time I came, it was 1965.
65.
My cousin Barry,
Okay, right.
he and his wife, they sponsored me on a visitor's visa.
Right.
And I stayed for 18 months, getting extension of time all the time. And then I applied for a student's visa. And they were taking their time about it. I called the immigration department. I said, I haven't heard anything from you. They said, don't worry about it. We're not going to send you back. It's not like now. We'll get to you in time. But I got homesick and I went back. Go back. Keaton, Calvin were there. And I said, I got to go back. I miss my children. I miss Trinidad. I miss everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I went back. And when I went back, I realized that a lot of people had left. Everybody was migrating to
the States?
America.
Okay.
So I still didn't think I was going to come back because it was so cold and lonely. There were not a lot of island people up here that time yet. So one day I was waiting for a bus and this man came up to me and he began talking and so. And he said his wife was in New York, and when she is, some people sponsored her, and after that she was going to send for him. So I told him I was happy. He said, why did you come back? But everybody was still asking me that question. And so he said, I'm going to tell you this, you make up your mind what you want to do. There is a agency that people go to and they're getting people to sponsor them to the States as a housekeeper or nanny or something. So I went there, they got my picture, write out the forms and so on. And because Barry couldn't sponsor me.
You couldn't do it again?
Permanently.
Okay.
He could have only sponsored me for a visit.
Right. He sponsored Grandpa Roy as well, right?
Yeah, for a visit,
exactly.
but not to stay permanently.
Right.
So they couldn't sponsor me to live here permanently. So I went and took my picture and everything, and you go there like weekly to see if you have a sponsor. And since I wasn't from that area, this was like almost in Port of Spain, and since I'm not from that area, this woman was getting all her friends in. So I said, but you're not telling me anything. She said, well, you think you're a princess? So I kept following her with my eyes. Everywhere she went, I kept looking at her. And I guess she got uncomfortable. She said, let me see your passport. So I gave her my passport. And she looked at me, she looked at the passport. She said, okay, I'll be back. She went to the boss. He was getting ready to go too. He wanted to get he had a visa for Canada. He was waiting on his visa from America.
Okay.
So he said, you're a compositor? I said, yeah. He said, well, nobody got to sponsor you. You sponsor yourself because this is one of the categories that they want here in America. I said, oh. He said, all you have to do, get what do you call it? The word is gone from me.
Of course. You were to sponsor yourself though?
Yeah, he said because of my work,
Okay.
you have to get a recommendation
Oh, okay.
from your supervisor or the owner to say that you know how to set type, and then you have to get one from maybe a pastor or somebody like that.
Okay. Like letters of recommendations though?
Yeah.
I understand.
So I went to my supervisor. He was working in different days, and sure he gave it to me.
Nice.
And so I had those two recommendations, and he sent it wherever he had to send everything. Came back in no time. It came back maybe about a month. I got my work visa.
Nice.
He said, well, in about a week or two, you'll get a permanent visa,
Nice.
which I did, the permanent visa. Then I had like 4 months to leave the country,
So you Trinidad?
to leave Trinidad to come up to the States.
Right.
Oh, and if I didn't do that, I had to start the process over.
Okay.
So I took the whole, not thinking that something could happen, like maybe the plane. So I took the whole 4 months. I left at exactly on June 30th, I
Oh wow,
remember.
you took your time.
Yeah, and I had to get a letter from someone here saying that I'm coming to live with them, to stay with them at the time, because I had to go somewhere. I didn't have the money to get to a hotel to stay.
Mm-hmm.
I had to have enough money that I could support myself for at least 2 months. So I did that. And I came up. They didn't give you the green card right away. They just stamp your passport that you're here permanently.
Mm-hmm.
And then they mailed the card to where you said you would be staying.
Okay.
So that's how I got here permanently. I didn't have to wait for anybody to sponsor me,
Okay.
which was good. And the person who got me into printing, I always said that's my second family, the Sempers. The mother, my mother Semper, she's the one who got me into printing. So
What was her name?
Semper.
Semper.
Yeah, she was Muriel Semper. So they were like my second family.
Yeah, okay.
So whenever they came up, they have children here too. Whenever she came up, used to come up every year. She and her husband, they would stay, come spend a week with me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So they're passed now. So.
Okay. I want to, real quick, I don't want to hold you up too much longer, but tell me, what was, America like when you came to it? You say you came in 65?
Well, I came permanently in 68.
68. What was America like when you came? What was that like coming from, living in Trinidad your whole life? What was that first year like living in the U.S.?
Well, there's a little, let me go back to 65, because 65 was really the first year I came, although I wasn't permanent, I was on a visitor's visa. Came in March, there was a big snowfall. March of 65, a big snowfall. And the snow looked so beautiful to me. So I said, I'm going to take a walk in the snow. So Lucy gave me her boots. I started walking in the snow. I got so tired. I walked around the block, but it was very tiring. But in 68, when I came back, where I had a little I knew about America a little bit, so, but It was okay for me. I don't know. I adjusted very well.
Okay.
I think I adjusted very well because what happened too is that there were more people from the islands here at that time than there were in 65.
Okay.
So 68 had more.
Right, right, right.
And then I met people, before I came up, I got addresses from people there, the people here. So got in touch with them,
Yeah.
and it was better than 65.
Okay.
Yeah. I worked in printing for like 3 years here in
Okay.
New York. And then I went to clerical worker.
Okay. I want to ask you this real quick.
Yeah.
I want to hear about how y'all met. Definitely want to hear about that. But I guess I really want to hear Malcolm more about, so I guess like what America was like during that Jim Crow laws and everything.
What?
What America was like during that segregation period, the Jim Crow laws and all that.
Well, I don't know about other people, but to me, I had a mean street.
Okay.
But I had an idol.
Who was that?
One guess.
Yeesh, I say what? Maybe Muhammad Ali. I don't know.
You're close.
Martin Luther or the,
His name.
Oh, Malcolm X. Okay, sure enough. All right, sure enough.
Amen.
Okay.
Okay. That's where it's at. He was my idol. Because he was in Harlem. He used to.
Oh, it's 10 minutes.
Oh, what happened?
Gotta go check something.
Oh.
Yeah, you good? You good?
Yeah. And you want to look. I tell you, the good Lord, works in mysterious ways.
Why you say that?
I'm gonna show you. My family, we lived in Brooklyn, right? And we wanted to get away, move, because my family was let me make a long story. I had 3 sons and 2 daughters. Okay, lived in Brooklyn, and we need a room, so I applied for a housing project. Okay, came through. Yes.
Nice.
The Bronx. So they signed us to gave us a new housing project that was going up in the Bronx. So we moved to more rooms. We moved to the Bronx. Moved to Bronx, the housing project there. So I have other tenants, right?
Yeah.
And this tenant, we lived on the 5th floor in front, and the other tenant lived in the back, in the back section. And we became friends, and he used to come to my house to visit our apartments, because the children, they would.
Yeah.
He would come, we would talk, blah, 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 blah. And he was a Muslim. And he tried to get me to join.
Okay.
So he tried to get the visit. Okay. So he invited me to visit the mosque.
Exactly.
Which I did, was 116th Street. But I didn't join, because I saw certain things I didn't like. And his name was Norman Butler.
Norman Butler.
You know who Norman Butler is?
I do not, honestly.
One of the killers.
Say it again?
One of the killers.
Of Malcolm X, or really? Oh, wow. Okay, I didn't know that.
He was one of the murderers, killed Malcolm.
Yeah, he ran on stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ran on and shot him.
Mm-hmm. Shot him.
Sure enough. And so I guess, how was he? Was he a good person or not really?
He was good, yeah. Norman, yeah.
Yeah.
We could visit. We used to visit the wives, the whole family.
So the kids play together, huh?
Yeah. Well, they didn't did too much playing together, because they were quiet type. Muslims, they're quiet people.
Okay.
Yep. Norman Butler. He was one of the killers.
That's crazy. I wanna I said I I want to hear about how you two met.
Tell her.
Well, I just don't know if we have enough time though.
Hmm?
I said I don't know if we have enough time though. So I think I'm gonna have to do like a part 2 of this.
You think what?
I said I'm gonna have to do like a part 2. I have to come back another day and we can finish.
Yeah, we gotta wait till another 10 years before we see him again.
No, I definitely not. No, definitely not. Where do y'all have to go? Or may I ask? Is it secret?
We got a couple of business stops to make.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I understand. Check it out. That's what I want.
Okay. Honey, how we met?
Can we go through that real quick? Well, yeah, real quick.
No, it's quick. Yeah.
Tell me how you all met.
So, honey. Because all through his God, he was him. Tell him, honey.
Yeah. How did you meet Auntie Joan?
Sweetheart.
How did we meet Malcolm? We were in church. We met in church.
Okay.
And he used to bug me. He used to kiss all the ladies,
Okay.
and I used to run from
He
him.
was a player back in the day.
Yeah, player. And I used to run from him.
Okay.
So he would drop off. He drove the church van,
Okay.
and he would drop people off at their homes after church.
And pick him up in the morning, serve.
So he didn't pick me up in the morning, but he dropped me off.
Drop you off. Yeah.
And so I guess he was glad that I rode home with him in the van. So I was the last one to get off.
Okay.
So he would run around quick to open the door so he could give me a kiss.
Hey.
Well, I was a deacon.
Okay.
I had an office.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Real quick, what church was that?
In New York, they, what was the name? What church is that? The Seventh Adventist, South Ozone Seventh Adventist Church.
South Ozone?
Mm-hmm.
Ozone, yeah.
That was in Queens.
Okay.
Queens. And so one day, I don't know, I truly don't remember exactly, but when he asked me to marry him, and did I say yes that time, or was it another time?
How many times did you ask, Mama?
Extra once.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And because I used to run from him, one time he drove me up to a pharmacy on Hillside Avenue to get, I had to go get a prescription. He said, "You want me to wait for you?" I said, no. It could be a long time. But, so then one night at church, I think it was a Wednesday night, or it was during the daytime. We had church for all the people who wanted to come at the daytime.
Midweek, right, sweetheart?
Yeah, no, we had one on Tuesdays. I think it was during the daytime.
Yeah, the senior citizens used to come do the day, yeah.
The senior citizens and anybody else, like nurses who worked, nights and they want to come there because they couldn't come on Wednesday night.
Okay.
So he got up and he told everybody that he asked me to marry him.
Okay.
And I said yes. And that was it.
Okay, sure enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it was the Lord's doing.
I believe it. I definitely understand it.
He brought us together, like the way he operates. I tell you one thing, we think it's all about us, but he's working in your life,
Okay.
in our lives.
I believe it.
No, and we don't realize it. Who's doing this? And that's how. See, we don't give God the glory. We think it's all about us. It ain't about us.
Okay.
It's all about him.
Sure enough. I understand
I'm
that.
serious. It's all about the cross, him dying on the cross for us.
Yeah.
That's why you must be a born-again Christian. See, people don't understand what born-again Christian is like. There's nobody walking this earth that's perfect.
Right.
We are all sinners. And when we realize to ourselves that something ain't right in our lives, and go to church and see who Jesus is, who Jesus was.
Right.
And people don't realize Jesus was black.
Exactly. He was born in Africa. Yeah.
And we as blacks, we have a rich inheritance, and we don't know it because it's all about Jesus. Like I said, it's not about us. So anyway, went to church one time, one day, and the minister had the altar call. If you want to blah blah,
Right.
And that's what I did.
Okay.
And as soon as I did, I believe, and that's what it's all about. You believing that Jesus is who He say He is, and when you learn, like you say, from Africa, that's what Jesus was black.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
At the minimum, brown, but he was not blonde hair, blue eye, right?
Huh?
I said at the minimum he was brown skinned. He was not.
He didn't have no blue eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
No. But in the Bible,
Yeah.
it gives you a description of who Jesus. His like you said, he had brown hair, didn't have blue eyes. His what you call honey? Help me. Oh, born in Africa, he's black. His parents go to his ancestry from the beginning. Jesus was black.
Sure enough.
So then I took the oath. I said, yeah. And ever since that day when I took the oath, I'm a born again Christian. I did things that wasn't right, and I realized it. But I'm a born again Christian. I was in the world.
Okay, I believe it. I understand. You were raised in
I was in the world, living in the world.
Yeah.
Doing things I wasn't supposed to because I didn't know. But when I joined the church and started reading the Bible, and everything came to light.
Okay.
Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
And then I realized what the wrongs I did, and He saved me. He gave His life for
me. Sure enough.
Amen. Hallelujah. And I know I'm a born again Christian, and He gave me a second chance to right myself.
Yeah.
And here I am today.
Sure enough.
Mm-hmm.